Peace. This is Reginald. Happy to be here again on YouTube. And I just want to encourage all of those who are struggling with weight issues to hang in there and hold out, and let's see what the end is going to be. I want to encourage you today to get up and do something because there's no time like the present. We're here and in the now. So when it comes to your mind, that's the time that you should be doing it. All it takes is making that initial step or taking that step, if you will, and then the rest will be history. But we want to live in the present. The present is where we are right now, and that present call to action is take care of myself. If you want to live as long as God intended you to live, don't shorten your life by not doing the things that you're supposed to be doing. Eat healthy, exercise, eliminate smoking from your repertoire, if you will, or your lifestyle choices. Of course, I hope you're not doing drugs. Don't do that if you're not, unless they're prescription drugs and they're necessary. However, anything else that you don't need to put in this organism, don't put it in there. Okay, here we go. I'm going to throw these things at you, and I want you to take a piece of paper and pen, if you will, and jot it down. I'm just shooting off the hip, if you will. So these are some things that I have done over my life, and these are things that I encourage my students and my associates to do as it relates to health. Number one, try your best to eat as close to nature as possible. You want to eat things that are naturally raw when it comes to vegetables and fruits. When you cook things, you have a tendency to cook out what's good for you. When you overcook something, you most basically do destroy the nutrition in it. Okay, vegetables, when you cook vegetable, it's best to always try to steam your vegetables. Now, if peradventure you want to cook them, you can put them in the oven for a short period of time until they're sort of semi-crisp, if you will, and then you can consume them then. Or if you're going to boil them, don't boil them until they're completely limp or flaccid and they have no life in them anymore. You have, don't forget, when you cook, you're using heat. So what does heat do? It destroys. So it kills the vitamins because the vitamins can't not be maintained in a certain temperature. So you need to understand that. That's a basic. Okay. And the other thing with your vegetables and your fruit, always in this particular order, you go fresh, which is right out the garden. That's your vegetables and your fruit. The second one, you go frozen. That's if you don't have the choice or the luxury of the fresh. You go frozen. That's number two. Number three is canned. Canned is the worst. But it's better to have some nutrition than none at all. And the reason canned is bad for you or not so good for you is because of the preservatives that the industry puts in the cans to keep it on the shelf longer. Remember that. Fresh, then frozen, and lastly, canned. That's the order in which you eat your vegetables and or fruit. And the other thing too, drink plenty of fluids, primarily water. When you're going to shop for juices, make sure that it says 100% grape juice, 100% apple juice, 100% orange juice, and not drink. When it says drink, it has some extra sugar added to it and some other chemicals that we don't need in this body. And the other thing too, you want to stay away from the white poisons as much as possible. This magnificent machine that God has given us is able to do a lot of things. It can take care of itself, but sometimes we can overwhelm this body, and then we have a whole lot of issues like allergies, high blood pressure, or hypertension, if you will, diabetes and cancer and so forth. So we want to try to minimize and or limit that as much as we possibly can. So this is what you do. White flour, limit it or take it completely out of your diet. White sugar or confectionery sugar or granulated sugar, take it completely out of your diet. And the artificial sweeteners called saccharin, NutraSweet, Splendor, Equal, and aspartame, anything containing those things, don't consume them because they have been known to cause cancer in laboratory rats and or animals. And if it causes cancer in another animal, then it will cause cancer in us as well. They're not good for us. So anytime you're trying to take a real food or a whole food and you substitute something and call it artificial, What does that imply? It's not real. So if it's artificial, it means that it was developed in a laboratory. And the only thing that needs to be in the laboratory are the experiments, not us, part of it. Okay, so don't forget what I said about the fruits and the vegetables. Drink plenty of water, 6 to 8 glasses a day if you possibly can. And that fluctuates or varies from person to person. Your doctor might tell you something a little different, but you be the judge of your own body. And the other thing too, exercise every other day, at least 3 times out of a week for about 30 minutes. Get up and do something. And let me smash this little issue here. Some people say, well, I walk every day. Walking is a normal activity. That is not exercise. It's better to walk than do nothing, of course, but if we're going to get from point A to point B, we have to walk anyway because it's a normal daily activity. You want to extend that to the point where you get your heart rate up. So you want to walk fast if you're going to walk for about 5 or 10 minutes, speed walking. That elevates your heart rate and it causes you to burn calories. It speeds up your metabolism. Okay? Don't forget that. If you can jog, jog, but start from the walk first. We walk fast, then we can start a little trot to a jog. And if you can run, you can run. If you can't, then stick back to the basics again. The other thing too, conditioning. You want to do your push-ups to develop your shoulder muscles and your arm strength. So if you can't do the traditional push-ups, do the ones with your knees, on your knees, I should say, with your ankles crossed, and try to do at least 10. And whatever you do, try to do this routine every time you exercise. Be consistent, in other words, stick to it. I'm going to give you some more helpful information on exercising and your diet. Usually I'm not sitting in an elaborate place. I'm just right at home. But, you know, we don't have to have all of the bells and whistles and all of the embellishment for me to tell you the truth. So I love you, God love you, and I want you to take care of yourself as I'm trying to and attempt to take care of myself and my family. So do your due diligence. The things that I'm telling you right now cannot harm you. Don't make excuses. Don't procrastinate. Don't say, well, I have to talk to my doctor first. Now, your doctor is there to make money, bottom line, at the end of the day. So a lot of times doctors may not tell you what's best for you in some regards. But if it's wrong or if it's a sin to you to exercise, I don't know what else to tell you. But you know, if you look in nature and you look at the animals in nature, they're always moving. Only human beings in our society sit down and have an attitude of lassitude. We sit and raise our feet up. It's okay to do that, but we do it as a routine of being lazy. We have remote controls. We don't want to do anything, but we want everything done for us. Get up, get off the couch, let's get moving and get in shape and take care of ourselves so that our family can see us for many, many more years and so that we can have some quality time with our children and our grandchildren. All right, this is Grandmaster Reginald Strauss Sr., Reginald, if you will. Since this is my regular channel, some people call me Brother Teacher. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. I'll see you on the next one.